This episode brought to you by the Game Wardens.
Hello, my name is Clock, and welcome to the Clock Show, starring Clock and nobody but Clock.
It's bucking around, and there's more than just you on the show, Clark.
Fine, we'll do it your way.
Thank you. That's all I wanted.
Coming up on the show, we have a leaderboard update, whatever that is.
You know what the leaderboards are. It's exactly as it sounds, Clark.
Do I? Oh my God. We have a new video featuring Trevor the Gardener. You have a gardener?
He's the last world champion. It's Trevor Gartner. Trevor Gartner.
Cool. That's so exciting.
Come on.
Also, we're debuting a new game. It's called Buckin Buckets, and I cannot wait to play it.
You can't play. You don't have opposable thumbs, Clark.
What?
Hey guys.
Oh my God, Mike.
Sorry I'm late.
I'm so glad you're back.
Killer burrito.
Yeah, well, you don't know through. But,
You guys didn't start without me, did you?
well, no. But we're going to start this week from last time on. It's
unorthodox,
doing a
but-
little thing weird, but whatever.
Okay, sure, yeah. Let's
Either
roll
way.
with it.
Welcome to Bucking Around, everybody, your one-stop shop for everything buck hunters need to know. I'm Callum Fletcher, joined, as always, by Mike Colesworthy.
Hello!
And in the production blind, we have David Gonzalez.
How's it going, guys?
And Jess, our social media manager, is in the chat. Jess, how you doing?
Hey, I'm doing good. Look at my new headset.
Hey, professional.
What is this?
Now,
So cool.
Before we jump into the full show and last time on and all that, I would just like to give a shout-out. Sam, his birthday is tomorrow.
Really? Happy
So,
birthday, Sam. That's very exciting.
Happy birthday. I'd sing, but you don't want that. I don't want that.
No.
Really, none of us want that.
No.
But nonetheless, happy birthday. Sam says she's already celebrating, so everyone wish Sam some birthday wishes in the chat. But moving on from that, last time on the show we did the Wheel of Tomfoolery. Mike had to do two shots of Malort?
2 shots of
That-
Malort. Yeah.
Doesn't sound fun.
Was not fun. What did you have to do, Cal?
And I had to eat some Trinidad Scorpion hot sauce.
That sounds good.
And some Vegemite, which really is one of the worst combinations.
Kind of
you
a
could really
tour
ask
of the
for.
world, right?
Yeah,
I mean,
well, we're working on it.
Yeah.
But
Hey,
this time,
hey Callum,
Yeah,
how'd
what's
your
up?
night go? How'd your night go after all that?
You know, actually, it wasn't as. I'd imagine it wasn't as bad as your habanero night. My stomach,
was a bad night.
My stomach was hurting all night, but that's just about all that happened. Praying it doesn't happen again tonight because Mike has devised a brand new game.
Yeah, this is super exciting because as of yesterday, this game did not exist. So we had so much fun playing the Wheel of Tomfoolery with
Fun.
you guys. Yeah,
Fun.
Last week that we decided to come up with some more games for the show, and we're excited to introduce you to this one.
Yeah, so it's a simple game. We'll introduce it a little later on. It's called Buckin Buckets. But past that, let's jump into qualify. Oh, actually, we've got an awesome video premiering.
Yep.
As Clark introduced.
That's also coming up.
But let's dive on into this week's qualifier update so
Yeah.
we can get to the good stuff, yeah?
All right, cool. So last week we had 2,585 hunters all over the world. I am embarrassed to say we did not get an updated number on that.
The one thing while we were devising our game. Well,
Maybe pull that up real quick, just as I'm welcoming new people to the contest. Welcome, new people. It's good to see you.
How are you doing?
Yeah, hope you're doing well. I'm glad you
Hey,
decided to
hey, I got the
participate.
number for you.
Jess has it. I have it. What is it, Jess?
2,770 competitors worldwide.
Wow.
That's 100 and close to
I think we might break 3 grand this
185?
weekend.
Is that 185 growth? I'm horrible at math. Guys,
Chat, you're going to have to help us out with that one. We are.
someone get out a calculator. But going past that, let's just take a look at the boards. Can we bring up the USA leaderboard?
All right. Let's have a look-see, shall we? All right. USA. Main leaderboard, skill-based.
USA.
Ryan Hodgson still holding on to first place. Nobody's come along and taken it from him yet.
But he's got Philip Beaupre, who's one of his New Hampshire players, moving on up right behind him. And Philip was actually out at Fury's, which is, of course, Ryan Hodgson's hunting ground, for a local shindig. A little more on that later on.
Yeah, and I got to say, this is a huge move by Philip Beaupre. I think He was in our 4th column here last week, so an explosive performance there, unseating RJ from second place.
It's really cool to see players who hunt together kind of claim those two top spots.
Yeah.
It really shows how effective having someone who's at a similar skill in your location helps.
Yeah, training partners go a long way. So should we go ahead and jump over to our wild cards? Let's have a look. All right, so Mike Forrest still holding on to the first wild card spot. We've got movement pretty much everywhere else.
Now, I thought, I must be mistaken here, but I thought Jub Jub was a little lower than that. Has she played at all?
Jub Jub is actually in the same spot as last week. I think she's just holding on to it. That's all. Her and Aaron Rappaport did not change positions despite all the movement around them.
Now this one's cool. Travis Pastrana's climbing up to 8th.
That's right. Yeah, you may have noticed Travis Pastrana was not on the main leaderboard for America, but he doesn't like to lose, so he's making his way in one way or the other.
And of course, him and Nitro Circus are on tour, so it's really neat to see them still getting out and getting into those games and making sure they qualify. Other big names on this leaderboard, and names I'm not familiar with. I actually don't think I've seen some of these, like Clint Krieger and Larry Kelly. Sorry.
Yeah.
But again, we had 50% of a brand new bracket last year at the World Championship, so really anything could happen this year.
Yeah, we are on track to see a lot of new faces, and that's very exciting. So
before we jump over, I just want to give a shout to one name who's on this almost in the qualifying spot. Steven Sponseller, of course, out from Portland, has worked his way up to 36 on the wild card, so we'll probably see him climb a little bit higher than that. But
very cool.
Going to the land down under, checking out what's going on in Australia. Of course, we've got Glenn Rattray, Renee Brooks, and Mick Hess are holding down those top 3 consistently for the last few weeks.
Yeah, you know what? I'm going to say the theme for the main leaderboard in Australia this week is a do-si-do, because you're seeing it all over the board, where 2 people who were next to each other last week have actually switched positions, and that's like the main movement here. So, do-si-do, round goes your partner, and Charlie's bastard into 4th place now.
I can't believe you just did that.
Yeah.
I can.
Yeah, I can.
Believe
To be
it.
fair, I can.
Yeah.
But anyway, guys, that's your main leaderboard. Let's take a look at the wild card.
Wild cards, tumbleweed. Not a lot of movement here at all, but hey.
No movement.
No movement. That's all right. We'll move right along.
Heading on to north of the border, we've got Canada, and our man, Drew Baldock, is still in first, with Brennan Dogger Walk holding down second. And, of course, those 2 gentlemen are playing out of the same location, BP South, along with a few other of these top 10 players.
That's right. And this board just goes to show you what a difference it makes when one player, or in this case 2 players, Tad Poley and Brendan Farrell, make a big move to go up the leaderboard, and just about everyone under them has to shift downward. So Neil Davidson does take a little bit of a slip again this week.
While you're on the topic of Davidson, I would like to send a huge congratulations to Neil and Tegan.
Really?
Just got engaged.
Hey! Awesome.
Yeah.
Congrats, you guys.
Yeah, so Neil, Tegan, congratulations. We're more than happy for you guys. Hope to see you guys this year down in Austin.
Yeah, I'd love to celebrate.
But taking on over to the ladies' tournament, in the main leaderboard, we've got Melinda Van Humissen still sitting on that number 1 spot, with Lindsay Garver and Samantha Inchuri in 2nd and 3rd.
Yeah. You know, that concept I was talking about on the previous board about somebody making a big showing and pushing everyone down. Take a look at Bridget Schwarting there in 12th place. Now, it's not one of our qualifier spots. You can tell because it's in gray there, but she made a big move and pushed everyone under her down a spot.
Now, while we're on the topic, so these leaderboards, guys, are updated earlier in the day. The timestamp is on the bottom. While we're on the topic of the female leaderboard, Christina Eddy, I know, is out there playing right now, so I'm expecting a lot of these names to shift again, because she's out there grinding. She let me know, I haven't been able to play too much recently, and it's been affecting my scores, which is really great for everybody else on the board. Not so great for Christina, but such is life.
Well, we look forward to seeing Christina's performance in the coming weeks.
And onto the wild cards, we've got Shirley Ann McMurtry sitting in the number 1. Names, this is tons of movement. The entire board, I don't think there's a single, we've got 3 or 4 names who haven't moved. Let's take a look at some of these.
Yeah, we've got some familiar faces. Our Julia Wilmots, our Allie Gillis, all these names that we've seen in previous weeks are, in this case, going down a couple slots. But again, it's because Emily Dice and Bridget Schwarting, I don't know if they played together. I'm going to have to look into that. Both made a big move this week on the wild card board.
And you know who else is making moves? Tom Martin.
Tom Martin is moving downward.
Moving on down.
Guys, I think Tom may have figured it out.
He hasn't played at all. He must have just been, he's slowly, little by little, dropping down.
Yeah.
Which is what we like to see. Of course, all these red names mean it is probably not your legal ID. Tom Martin, very well maybe, but nonetheless, ladies tournament,
Yeah.
Tom.
He seems to be a dude, you know. I don't know if Tom identifies as a lady, in which case I would owe him an apology. But you know, it's ladies only. That's the whole nature of the competition.
It is what it is.
Yeah. So, Big Buck ranked play global top 50. Let's take a look.
Now, of course, Ryan Hodgson, as he's proved himself to be almost irremovable. Is that even a word? Irremovable.
Immovable.
Immovable.
He's an immovable object.
He's been an immovable object for the last few weeks. But I think you noticed something this week about Ryan Hodgson's rankings in the World Championship.
That's right. I'm glad you reminded me. This will actually tie nicely into our following segment. I was taking a look at the BigBuckHD.com website, tracking some scores over the weekend, and I noticed that Ryan Hodgson's otherwise perfect score had actually dropped a little bit. Instead of that ideal 3 points, he actually had 4. And I said, ooh, what is afoot? The game is afoot.
There is a mystery.
Yeah, so I pulled up the leaderboards, and sure enough, somebody had taken first place in whitetail just for a short period of time. And guess who that person was?
Who? Don't tell me it's exactly who I think it is.
Trevor
The gardener?
Trevor the gardener. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, so that is a big statement from Trevor. Even though he hasn't played the other animals, I think he wanted to send a message to all the other big buck players who were thinking maybe they would get off this year without having to face off against the big guy. But yeah, he dipped his toes into the water. He snuck out of the shadows and said, hee, and then disappeared again. And, you know, there you go.
Now, before we jump into the rest of this leaderboard, I'd just like to give you guys a quick shout out. Clint was there last year. He's part of the Wyoming crew. So, Clint, I apologize. It's very difficult to keep track of all 64 of you guys that qualified, let alone the thousands that pre-qualify. So, I apologize, Clint. I'm excited to see you here again this year. Make sure you come up and introduce yourself so I remember. But going back, let's quickly go through this one so we can get to that video, yeah?
Sure, yeah, we have a lot of red names, Callum. Yeah. And that,
Headshot Howie,
you know, I know this just tickles you to bits, but, you know,
Lord Yenboy.
Lord Yenboy, Steve OG, you know, things like this. No, but seriously, you know, our top 3 are all immovable objects, I guess you could say. Ryan Hodgson, Mark Santander, Baz Russell, the trinity of big buck players.
Yeah, and we've got Jameson Minkoff actually breaking up this CJE and RAR combination that we love so much.
That's right. Brandon Crum made a big move too.
But we've got a lot of... I feel like there's progressively more and more Australians on this board than the others, and I wonder if that's why we're seeing less into the wild cards.
Could be.
Less movement. They're coming in here and they're stomping the ranked play.
Yeah. I mean, we have to do a little bit of detective work there, but this does kind of make me wonder if maybe we should do that thing where we see what country is currently leading. I think in most cases it's probably USA, but you never know. You never know.
Oh, Mike, you're so precious. Okay,
Thanks.
let's take a look in this chat. Let's see if anything is going on with you guys at home. Doesn't seem like we've missed anything since our last address about
Great.
Clint. So, do you want to introduce the video?
Sure, yeah, this is very exciting. As we all know, World Championship season is upon us, and part of that means that our buddy Ken Hale, who does all of our video work, is putting promotions together, these promo videos to build hype for the big event. And we have our first one from him this week, and we would like to debut it, make its world premiere here on the show. Anything you want to add before we throw?
That sounds good to me.
All right, without further ado, here's the video on Trevor Gardner.
I'm Trevor Gardner, and I just won the 2015 Big Buck Hunter World Championships. The big buck community is great. There's players that don't play anymore that I still talk to monthly, weekly. There's other players that are here today that we get together outside of Buck Hunter. One of my best friends now, we go fishing because we met in Buck Hunter. Strategy for winning is practice a lot, have a great group of guys practice with the Scania Snipers. Anywhere from 3 to 4 hours a night, we all just push each other, be faster, more accurate, no mistakes. I'm just a type of competitor that I just like to stay hot. It doesn't matter if you're in the championship and you're waiting an hour, I just like to keep shooting, just to keep your trigger finger ready. You can't be so nervous that you're doing out or missing shots, but you have to be not too drunk that you still got your stuff. I like to think whoever puts in the most work will win. Qualifiers are only getting harder, the amount of people, the amount of social media, the amount of the attention buck hunters putting out, and it's driving the competition up and up and up. Love Twitch TV, probably have 10 to 20 people watching it back home, around the country. Everybody from friends to aunts to uncles, grandma I think is even somebody can help her get on. In 2016, I really hope to win the championship again. I don't know if I'll be able to play as much as I can, but I'm gonna give it a hell of a try.
So there you have it. I mean, these videos get me so pumped every single time.
They get you ready to go. And you know what? Everyone, if you are interested in being in one of those videos, make sure you guys get to qualify, let alone attend the World Championship for 2016. I think Jess is making angry faces at me because the camera just died.
Her camera.
Her camera
Not
just
ours.
died.
It's fine.
Did my camera die? I don't even know.
No.
Not your camera.
Our behind-the-scenes photographer here is expressing some distress. It's fine.
Getting a lot of angry eyes. But back to Ken Hale.
Back to Trevor. It's worth noting that comment that he makes at the end about, hoping to participate again in 2016. Not sure if he's going to be able to, the same amount.
Right, and at the time that video was actually created, Trevor was kind of hoarding this little secret from really everybody.
Yeah.
He was actually, well, I shouldn't say he, his wife was pregnant at the time.
Yeah.
And of course, I believe they've had their child since then.
have?
And so we're going to see whether or not Trevor is going to qualify this year. And it seems like he's gotten his toes wet.
That's right. As we said during the leaderboards, Trevor has made his presence known, so I think it's only a matter of time.
All right, and I bet everyone at home is probably wondering what these buckets are for, but before we explain the buckets and explain the game, we're going to jump right over to the sponsor zone and just give you guys a heads up of what's been going on in the community this week.
We're
not. No, we're not.
Before we do, I think we should throw it over to our buckshot of the week. What do you think?
That's fair with me. Jess, why don't you take that away?
The buckshot of the week is just a little ode to Bay. When Bay's sneaking up on you while you're playing Big Buck Hunter, taking those Bay shots, somewhat stalkerish.
Bay shots.
Somewhat stalkerish.
I'm gonna call it a Bay shot. That's what I'm gonna call it. I just made that up. You can hashtag it. You can copyright it. Whatever you want.
Copyrighted and trademarked. Check.
Awesome. Well, thank you very much, Jess. Now we can
go a throw over to the Game Wardens. We're just going to give you guys a heads up of what's been going on. So, Mike, why don't you take that away?
Right. So, as part of our ongoing commitment to provide support to our many Game Wardens out there, we are occasionally going to use this segment to shine a light on some of the more successful events that they're putting on out there.
That's right. And this week, the last week, really recently, we've had a couple big events that have been really awesome, thrown by our community members. So we're just going to take a second to shine some light on those.
Yeah.
First and foremost, I'd like to give a shout out to our front runner, Ryan Hodsden, and of course, Kylie, and everyone up in New Hampshire who attended the New Hampshire Shindig. Ryan, I apologize if that's not the formal name you're using it, but it worked for me and I liked it.
It looks good.
As you guys can see by these photos, a ton of New Hampshire players attended and went up to Fury's for a day of tournaments, gameplay, and
even some people outside of New Hampshire.
And a hell of a lot of fun.
Yeah. You got to notice Federico in the back there. Federico,
how do you not notice him? He's a giant.
Yeah, you are much taller than I thought.
Yeah, Fed. Yep, there I am as Federico in the chat's commenting. But seriously, Ryan, next time you guys get an event like that going on, I know you're actually working on something. I don't want to be the one that announces it. But I know you talked about it on the Buck Hunters a little bit with the New York crowd. So we're looking forward to working with you guys on that. Going forward from that, Greg Hendricks has been putting on a couple tournaments, and there's pictures up on the screen of that. So Greg, keep up the awesome work. Really enjoying to see what you guys are putting out there. The New York City Big Buck League, we've got that now on screen. And of course, the New York City Big Buck League is a lot of our top players in the New York area get together, and they actually have a full league with, I believe there's 6 teams.
Yeah.
Our previous game warden, Drew Miklasak, out there.
Yeah, you can see him right there in the middle.
Now, when I say previous...
Still active.
Right. However, Jacqueline has been taking over. Jacqueline and Ali and all of them up there. Alexis, the whole crew has been working together to put on some great events. They've kind of taken over the reins. So to you guys up in New York, love what you guys are doing. Keep it up.
Yeah, it's a great example of our first class of game wardens helping out our second class.
Yeah, exactly.
Nice. Synergy.
And then, of course, Christina Eddy posted about this today in the Buck Hunters Facebook group. Christina is looking to get together with a bunch of players out there to organize a Portland League.
Yeah.
So we're working on some details with that. If you guys are interested in joining any of these leagues or joining any of these tournaments or getting involved any way whatsoever, reach out to us at gamewardens@playmechanics.com. Of course, you can reach out to the players individually if you have their contact information, but if you don't, no fear. Again, gamewardens@playmechanics.com.
And speaking of reaching out to get involved, man, I love a good segue. If you would like to take over the sponsor zone for a week, or hey, maybe multiple weeks, I'm not going to rule it out. It's very simple. Just shoot an email over to the address on your screen. That's sponsorship@playmechanics.com. It is a great way to promote things going on in your life. If you have a favorite aunt that you would love to say hello to, that's a great way to do it. What else did we come up with? If you just want to say like Mike rules, Callum rules, I would love to say that.
I'm still waiting for someone to pay to put you guys in bikinis because you know what? I might just pay for that.
You know what, Jess? I'll go in with you on that.
There might be an anonymous.
You guys both realize you're
sponsorship.
also on camera too, right?
So
Yeah, I'll do it.
I would pay for you
David,
to
this
be in
ain't
a
nothing
bikini.
new.
Oh boy. All right. So there you have it, folks. Reach out to us. We'd love to hear from you and put something together on the show for you.
Just for a second, Federico is 6'3".
6'3". Dang, Federico.
He's got some height on you. Sorry.
Yeah,
Personal subject.
I don't want to talk about it.
Anyway, guys, we are going to get into our new game, Buckin Buckets. It's very simple. We're going to explain the rules very quickly. Then we're going to play, of course, the Wheel of Tomfoolery. Elements are still involved. But again, you'll hear that in just a second. So
Yep.
The rules are simple. Each of us are going to play one round of arcade mode on Big Buck HD.
At the end of each of our turns, we're going to have a look at that final score and add the digits together to get a sum.
Now, the sum will be somewhere on these numbers in one of these 6 buckets.
Yeah. And we have to eat, drink, experience whatever is under that bucket. It could
Do you guys know what's under the buckets?
we know what's in play, but we don't know where it is.
Where it is.
All right,
okay.
so here's the deal with the buckets. There's 6 buckets total.
Yeah.
5 of them hold the worst of the Wheel of Tomfoolery.
Yeah.
So just to give you guys an idea, can I rattle off what they actually are?
Sure.
All right, so we've got Vegemite, of course.
Yep.
Malort.
Yep.
We have Umeboshi plums, which of course you guys remember from the first Wheel of Tomfoolery tournament is those incredibly, incredibly sour plums that I almost threw up with.
Yep.
We've got hot sauce that I also almost threw up with. Picklebacks, which aren't the worst of the worst, but we needed a break somewhere. And one of these buckets has cookies and milk.
Aw.
Regular, good old cookies and milk.
Nice.
So anyway, as we said, we're going to jump into a game of arcade mode. If you want to switch on over to the reaction cam, and let's get started. Mike, why don't you lead the way?
Sure. Let me just move this stool over here so you have a place to sit. All right. Now, one important detail, just kind of as we're getting started here. Whatever my punishment is, I'm going to wait until the end so that Callum and I can take our punishments at the same time as we close the show. So, here we go.
I'm praying for cookies and milk.
David, I trust you're going to be ready over there to record these scores?
Yes.
And I'm going to be bringing up the Twitch chat on my phone so we can see what you guys are saying. Mike, of all of those 6, obviously we both want the cookies and milk.
Yes.
There's no community choice, right?
There is no community choice in this challenge, but we will be playing more Wheel of Tomfoolery with community choice in the future.
Yeah.
We do
It's
have
also...
other games in the wraps.
And we
Yeah.
did come up with a few other games.
Yeah, we've
that-
been brainstorming, guys. Don't worry, we're not slacking on the job. But one more thing right before we get into it, we are going to be playing Irish Elk exclusively.
Now, as I said, you probably want the cookies and milk.
Yeah.
Which one don't you want?
I don't want the plum, and I don't... Oh, you guys gave me so much Malort last time.
Now, by the power of the gods, it'll end up being Malort again for you.
Probably.
I'm gonna hope neither of you get the cookies and milk. Honestly, I just love watching you guys just torture
I was
yourselves.
saying to Mike, it'd be hilarious if one of us got like hot sauce and the other one had cookies and milk, and they're just standing there, just happily dipping away.
I think
yeah.
I speak for everyone when I say I'd rather watch you guys torture yourselves.
Thanks, Jess.
Just
We
so,
love
just so everyone knows, the reason we're playing Irish Elk exclusively is just so we can get relatively similar scores, or at least play with the same disadvantages or advantages that each animal provides. Just to answer those questions in there. Also, and Irish Elk is my favorite animal by a landslide, actually, I think.
I'm actually playing this game pretty good, Callum.
Well, it's unfortunate that your number is practically random at the end, though.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, we added that whole, getting a sum out of your total score so that we didn't end up with similar buckets or the same bucket.
Yeah,
Callum,
well,
isn't it true that you love Irish elk so much that you actually sleep with a little stuffed Irish elk in your bed every night?
I don't even sleep with a stuffed Irish elk. I have a mannequin Irish. I don't actually. I don't. None of this. None of this is true. Nothing could replace Mr. Bigglesworth.
Mr. Bigglesworth. All right. Ooh. Thanks, George.
Federico says, I like Irish elk too, but I might like Gemsbach because it'll carry some of my favorite animals in the world. Federico, I don't even know what you're talking about.
Yeah, I think he's talking about just all the animals that are
I've
in
never
the
heard of
Gemsbach
Gemsbach
trek.
in my life.
Oh.
Is that like an animal that we might have someday?
I couldn't tell you.
Dang, Mike is killing it.
Oh, okay.
As he dozed out.
As-
Jess, why'd you do it, Jess?
Well, I didn't
Jess.
jinx you. Whoever said it in the chat jinxed you first.
Fight, fight, fight.
Psyching me out over here.
Oh, I'm already like starting to
That made me
sweat
miss
getting
the
anxious for
dangerous
these.
trophy.
Hey, that might be the difference between cookies and milk and hot sauce, all right?
You're right.
Oh man, so the right strategy would just literally be to dough out everything, maybe.
Yeah, maybe.
And of course, guys, just so you know, under those buckets, we actually have no idea. During that video, I know you guys were commenting that it was a very quick setup. Mike and I, unfortunately, were required to turn around while Jess and David set it up, so they've randomized it. We have no idea what we are going to be lifting out from these buckets and ending the show on, but Lord Almighty, I hope it's something easy for us.
Oh, he finished the
Just
bonus.
finished it.
Finished the bonus. I know
What
that
if-
some of you guys are laughing at that, but that's a big deal for me. Okay?
All right, let's. Am I
Are we
going in
tangled
front?
up here?
Are we already tangled?
We're tangled. All right.
Let's see your score.
8,000.
Exactly?
8,000.
Well, you're literally just gonna get that
Wow.
second bucket.
Second bucket, whatever's in
Oh
there.
shoot! I hit continue.
All right,
Quick.
that's fine. That's fine. And even 8,000.
Even 8,000. I did not think that would happen.
Yeah, that's interesting.
So I need to dough out like most rounds, and get just 7,000.
Good luck.
Yeah, I'm already anxious. What's going on in the chat?
Oh, Almost Famous Wizard says, good job, Mike.
Oh, well, good job, Mike.
I mean, that's Jesse.
I want to know so bad what's in that second bucket. The only reason she must
You
be.
just outed Almost Famous Wizard, okay? I thought that was like our secret.
Whatever.
Does everybody
It
already
is what
know
it
that,
is.
Jesse?
I feel like I've said it.
Well,
Sorry,
you
Jesse.
just said it again.
Ooh. I suddenly got like this wave of anxiety.
Oh, I've been anxious. I'm pretty sure I'm sweating already. We were talking about this before the show, everyone, in the sense that by the will of the gods, I will probably have the hot sauce, and Mike will probably have.
Do you mean by the will of karma? Or is that what you mean? Or
By the will of the big buck gods, by the will of whatever, maybe.
You'll
But
get hot sauce.
as I
from-
said, I will get hot sauce. Mike will get Malort, and we will both be miserable
Ooh,
as can be.
that hell pig almost got you.
If I get the hot sauce, I would like to apologize to my date tonight.
do you have a real date
I
tonight,
have a
Callum?
real date. Well, I might not after I
What?
drink some hot sauce.
Yeah. Does she watch the show?
Callum goes on dates? What?
But I digress.
Can somebody reach out to Callum's lady friend?
Callum's
Just
lady friend is
give
probably
some-
watching
give
this
some
right
warning.
now. Does anything happen if you guys get through all the buckets? We got that question in the chat.
If we get the same buckets, we're just going to be doing the same thing. So I really hope we both get to enjoy some cookies and milk.
That would be great.
I don't think that's what's going to happen.
You know what, Callum? That milk is already poured. Those cookies are already out of the package. Somebody's got to eat them.
Someone does have. I don't know
If
if.
neither of you do, I'll eat them.
Oh,
What a generous man.
Yeah, my hero.
I like this game because a high score means absolutely nothing.
That's
yeah,
right.
that's exactly what these two schemed up.
Listen, if all the games were about which of us is better at this game,
Mike would have a very tough time.
this show would get boring real fast. Jesse's claiming the cookies. You can't claim the cookies.
And we also have a deal with Jesse to have the Malort if no one gets... Oh, I forgot about that.
Yeah.
If no one gets the Malort, Jesse's going to have to do the shot of Malort.
Oh, I didn't hear this.
We might have to do a little bonus YouTube content.
That's
Yeah.
so, Jesse can't handle alcohol, from the last I recall.
Yeah. Oh,
It's like Julia Wilmot is off to a meeting. Have a good meeting, Julia.
Take care, Julia.
See you later, Julia.
I love these screams.
Look at it's little Mikes and little Callums. Look at that, just running around. I really like this headset because the quality of my
Did I just-
commentary just increased
Did I
exponentially.
just double perfect that?
Oh, absolutely.
I think you may have.
Whoa!
Congratulations, Callum. You're not getting the first bucket.
Oh, boy. 12,600. I'm so screwed.
All right, let's add that together, shall we?
I'm
That's
so screwed.
3 plus
9,
12,
15, 20.
20, an even 20.
An even 20. All right, can we
20.
throw it to the front camera? Mike, let's come on around front. So I've got
I like
20.
listening to you guys do math.
I
So
prefer you
cute.
guys behind the.
You want us to be behind the bar?
Yes, sir.
We can be behind the bar. Excuse
All right,
me.
I'm just going to turn the volume down on this thing, and here we
Okay,
are.
so this is mine,
And this is mine.
1920, and that's yours. All right. Again, we have no idea what is under these. Oh, God.
Now, David, you've got views on like the first 3 and the second 3, so,
Yeah, so
I'll
you
lift
go
mine first.
and then.
All right, I'll stand back here with you, Callum.
I'm so anxious about this.
All right.
All right.
Are we ready?
Yes. Zoomed in.
Oh, please be Malort. Please be Malort. Please be Malort. Okay.
Oh, it's the hot sauce.
Okay.
It's the hot sauce.
Oh, I'm going to have Malort. Oh, I'm going to have Malort.
it's
It's all
the
coming to
hot
me. It's all coming to me. Okay. Is this mine?
Yes, sir. All right,
Guys,
you
is
ready?
option a beer for any of them?
What's that?
Is beer an option for any of them? We got that question.
No,
Yeah.
Vegemite.
Okay.
Oh,
Okay,
man.
not bad.
I can. All right. Well, you know what to do, Mike. Straws for you. Can you pass my beer so I have something to?
No.
What's in the box? Where's the beer? The beer we've been drinking. Don't worry, the beer is here. Unfortunately, none of these challenges are.
Ooh, I can smell it.
You could, yeah. Well, take a whiff of good old
But
Good old
these
Australia.
do not mix. These do not mix. Okay.
Oh, it's like you can't even. It's gonna break the fork. Oh. Oh.
Did you break the fork?
Almost.
You got Vegemite all over the bar. Great.
It is what it is.
Okay.
Black gold. Yeah, it's all over my hands.
Is
Okay.
Is this a satisfactory dunk?
I mean, I did mine to like there, but whatever. If you want to be
There.
wuss about it.
There.
That's
we got it.
that's very satisfactory. All right, guys.
Oh, there's like stuff on it.
No, take
So
it
we're gonna
and
have to
then
do the
outro.
cheers, and then we're doing the outro. Yeah. So cheers. Stay down here. Away from you.
Cheers.
All right. Oh, gross.
Oh, Callum, don't be a baby.
It's
Come
so
on.
gross. I'm gonna wait just a second to see if it kicks into Mike.
World's worst popsicle.
It's already kicking in, Mike. Why don't you start the outro?
I think Mike's whole head is turning bright red right now.
I am fine.
Such a liar.
All right. So, thanks for tuning in, guys.
Mike, I want to see your face. Come closer to the camera. I want to see your face right now. I don't believe you that you're fine.
Thanks for tuning in, guys. We
You're not
appreciate
fine
you
at
taking
all.
the time. And there's some social links.
Are you sweating? Is that sweat?
There's some social
on
links
your
down
forehead
here.
right
I'd
now?
really. Shh. I'd really appreciate it if you stopped by all of those and gave it a like, a favor, to subscribe, and we'll see you. We'll see you next
Callum,
time.
get
What do
him
you
the
want
milk.
to say?
Callum, get him the
Oh,
milk.
do we have milk?
We do, but
Yes,
not
you
yet.
have
Not
cookies
yet.
and milk.
I didn't get milk, Mike. Here's beer.
Pick up the buckets.
Guys, oh yeah.
Oh, yeah, go ahead and show us.
There's your milk, Mike. Cookies also. Probably cookies and hot sauce. Not
Here,
the best
let's
combination.
go ahead and show
li-
them all three, all of them.
Okay, yeah, we'll lift them all.
So,
There's the Malort,
Malort,
which
I
is
was
going to
one.
Jesse. That's going to
Oh,
Jesse.
can we do that now?
Yes.
Jesse, can we bring Jesse on now?
Yes,
Jesse.
yes, yes.
That was
yes.
the deal. We had a deal.
Jesse.
We had a deal.
Did I just
Do
drool at myself?
it.
Is Mike, are you drooling?
I don't know.
Okay, you know what, Jesse?
I might be dying.
We're going to save this for some YouTube content.
Yeah.
Nonetheless, guys, it's been a pleasure having you on Bucking Around as always. Make sure you tune in next Thursday at 7 p.m. Central Standard right here on twitch.tv/BigBuckHD. How you feeling?
Warm?
It's not as bad as the pepper, or
Not as bad as the pepper.
but it
It's
doesn't
a-
like hurt, but it stings
It's
everywhere.
a lingering flavor.
Right? Yeah, a lingering flavor.
I can't words.
I can't wait. So I'm going to wrap it up for him. As Mike said, guys, socials are all down here. Make sure you give them a like and a follow and a subscribe. Tell your friends, your parents, your grandmothers, all of the 9 yards. All of the 9 yards?
Yeah.
All 9 yards. Make
Whatever.
sure they check out Big Buck HD, Bucking Around the whole night. Mike really wants to go. Okay, guys, I'm Callum,
I'm Mike.
You can't see me, but I'm David.
And I'm Jess.
and we're the cast and crew of Bucking Around. You guys have a good night.
Goodbye.
Later.